I tell my wife, honestly, the main reason I want to lose weight is so my gun feels better when I can. It's uncomfortable in my stomach when I get fat.
There's got to be some kind of reason.
Honestly, that's the reason. I can say whatever I want about it. Is it going? We're going to do it live?
Let's get the red thing on there.
Okay, I see. All right.
You can't hold your fucking fingers up.
That's what you told me to do.
No, I didn't either. Stop. Stop. Okay. 5, 4.
What's up, guys? It's John. We're in a different backdrop, as you can see. Tactical Response and James Yeager. Why are you laughing?
Dude, you silly bastard.
Okay, whatever. They know. All right. So today is, Sunday? Sunday afternoon. Just got done with fighting pistol. And James didn't teach it. It was actually Don and
he said
Jay
James didn't teach it. He said James didn't teach it. Hold on a second. I taught for 2 hours the first morning.
Okay.
Then we did a lecture last night, and then I was Q&A for 2 hours. You heard my voice more than every dude on the range combined.
Let me clarify. James wasn't on the range. He did all this stuff. Okay. And all the crap probably came from him anyway, so whatever. But Don and Tim and Jay were on the range. I guess you got to have 3 letters in your name to be a.
Well, you got to throw Mike. You got to throw Micah in there.
Micah, who's adjunct.
You know what? I didn't even know the 3 letters thing. I never,
see.
All right. Okay. You're on something.
But anyway, is it probably actually better because they probably teach better anyway.
Dude, I tell people that all the time because they'll stick to the curriculum, and I'll just go off on a tangent and talk about shit for a half hour and wasting class.
Speaking of tangent, if you ever listen to Tim talk for any minute, or actually it would be a minute, it's going to be many minutes because he has thousands of stories, and Don usually has to tell him to get his ass back on the line and teach, but whatever. All right, so I got some little questions, talking points after the video, after the class that I want to kind of go over. Like one thing that I've always kind of wondered, and you've actually answered it last night, but I'm going to tell them. Why did you start YouTube? Like, what made you start YouTube however many years ago? Because it obviously has helped. It's grown and done all that stuff. So why did that get started?
Well, YouTube didn't help my company. I started YouTube to help my students that I already had.
Yeah.
So I actually started a channel in 2005, but I just had videos for my DVDs and stuff on there. And I started it in 2012. Business was growing and people were showing up to class. They print off the gear list. They'd show up to class with a box. They went to the gun shop and just gave the gun shop guy this. He put the stuff in the box. They show up with the box. And so I started doing a few videos like this is what kind of belt and holster, and this is how to draw, and this is some basic stuff. And it just caught like wildfire. People were like, we need more shit like this. And so I just kept doing it.
Yeah, well, that's how I found out about tactical response and all that, because I guess I'm a millennial. I'm like the oldest millennial. I'm 30, so
yeah. But we've always been a very internet centric company, even without YouTube. I had my forum Get Off the X. I was on Glock Talk in the 90s. Like this internet thing's not. What I say is, guys, back then there were a lot of guys, and I call those guys analog instructors. Like Clint Smith is a good example. I had to beat Clint Smith over the head to get him to start doing social media. Because he did, James doesn't fucking people, and I'm like, Clint, you should do it. So very few guys that were the analog instructors. I mean, we used to write articles that would be printed onto paper and then mailed to somebody, right? Yeah. And so that was a big transition, and not everybody made it across. There's a lot of names that people don't know because those guys didn't make that transition. Yeah. And so I'd like to say that I was one of the first analog to digital instructors.
Makes sense. Okay, so next thing, he has all these videos out, and you can learn what you learn from them. But another thing, people think they can just watch the videos and you can do this, you can do that. But why? I know why, but maybe tell them why you need to actually.
You tell them why they.
Since I've been through the class.
Yeah, I mean you have firsthand perspective.
Okay, basically, what I learned from it is, the shooting and stuff. Anybody can teach you how to clear malfunction. I mean, they have their ways and reasons, which makes sense. But you can kind of learn that anywhere. But the main thing that I got from it, which is kind of another point I was going to make a little bit later, but the main thing I was looking for, the main thing I got was like mindset. It's mindset tactics, skill, and gear. And it goes like that for a reason. It tapers down because mindset's most important. It's like the opposite of the food pyramid. You know, your bread and whatever you want to believe of that. But yeah, you know, we do. I've been on keto. He's been on keto, so we don't like bread right now. Our pyramid's a little different.
My problem is I love bread.
I like bread too much. But anyway. Well, this is what I told Tim asked us at the end of the class. What was the most important thing or main thing we got from it? Crunching on Cheetos. Those are old anyway. They were in the live stream.
Yeah.
They were like a week old. But this is what I told him. The most important thing I learned was any bad guy, talking about the bottom of the pyramid, the gear, any bad guy can steal a Gucci Glock. You know, he can steal any of this out of a car, and he can shoot at you with it. And he might actually even know how to shoot decent, whatever. So that's gear and skill. But the thing that I can have over him is my tactics and my mindset. He could pick up that Gucci Glock. It could quit running. He's going to stare at it because that's what people do. Oh, good gosh, what's going on? Well, I know that if mine quits, I can do what I need to do to shoot back at him. That's where I believe that having training and taking training and doing all that stuff sets us or me apart from any Joe Blow bad guy. So,
well, it also sets you apart from Joe Blow dude on the internet who thinks he knows shit about guns, but and these guys say the same things. I shoot 500 rounds every weekend. We know that's not true, but so
yeah.
I mean, that's like saying you should be a NASCAR driver because you drive on a straight road every day. I mean,
you're a nutritionist because you eat every day.
Exactly.
But whatever, But that's pretty much the main thing. Like, you can shoot all you want, you can shoot all weekend, do whatever. But if you're not shooting for a reason, it doesn't do anything. It's like training versus exercise. If you lift weights, if you just go in and you sweat, you do a couple curls, some bench, you do the same thing next week, you're not going to get any stronger. You have to train, you have to be able to monitor it and increase and see an improvement.
Do you know who Mark Ripito is?
Yeah.
So because you know how I use the words train and practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Ripito's like, well, I don't agree with the way you use those words. I'm like, well, it's okay, Rip. You stay out of firearms training, and
stay in your lane, bro.
And I won't teach anybody how to squat. You don't teach anybody how to shoot.
Yeah. But I've read Mark's book, and I've done starting strength. Since my channel is about lifting weights and shooting guns, we'll talk about lifting weights. When I started the linear progression, my squat was 245, I think, for 3x5. I did that for a little while. Then my daughter was born, had to take a few months off, started back. Got all the way up to 420 for 3 sets of 5. And then
that's fucking strong,
I started doing, for some reason I thought my squat was messed up, so I tried to go back and fix it, and it didn't do good. But anyway, I got through the linear progression. I had to do something different, so I started... I think it's barbell medicine. The same guys as Riptus, Feigenbaum, and I can't remember the other guy's name. But anyway, I started their program, did a strength program. My highest squat, 501 and a half. Deadlift was...
That's 305 or is that PR? I mean, one
that's
rep max.
one rep, yeah.
That's strong, man. That's strong, man.
45 deadlift. That was in competition. I pulled 500 once, but it was in the gym, so it didn't count. I didn't video it, so did I even do it?
It counts.
Did I even do it? But and bench was, I think, 298 and a half or something like that.
Cool, man.
That's where I'm at.
When they throw the halves in there, that's pretty desperate.
Well, it's good.
That's like when a dude tells you how tall he is. He goes, "Yeah, I'm
5'3" and a half.
5'9" and a half." Like, come on, dude.
That's what it said. Okay, go in the USA powerlifting records. It says 0.5. So
that's not
lifting kilos. That's
All right, man. All right.
Anyway, okay. Moving on.
Okay, 0.5 kilos is legit though. That's 1.1 pounds. Okay, I'll give you that.
Okay, yeah. so my squat at 227 and a half kilos, it equals 501 and a half pounds. I don't know, metric, imperial, I don't know. I prefer metric because
I don't like the imperial entanglements.
The what? Imperial what? Entanglement?
That's a Star Wars reference.
Yeah. Okay. We're talking to the Canadian about, I can't remember his name, the Canadian that was in class.
Yeah.
We're talking to him about metric.
He might not want you to say his name.
He might not, because he told me...
Some people are private. They don't want their names on the internets.
He told me you wanted him to do a video about the Saint, or was it the Savage? No, not the Saint, the Savage rifle or something. The AR.
I wanted him to do a video?
Yeah, it was like a few years ago, I think.
Fuck, I don't know.
Savage come out with something. You want him to be in the video, and he's like, I dodged that one. So.
I don't know, man.
We're not going to say his name, but anyway. Okay. So I've gone over why you need to take training. So now we can say who needs to take training, because everybody says, you know, they shoot 500 rounds a week. I don't need that, but you know, we might have already kind of touched on that a little bit. But you don't have to be Navy SEAL, Gucci Delta operator to take a fighting pistol. Because I mean, there's what kids?
No, it's to teach
women,
people how to shoot,
yeah.
fight with a gun. So I mean, no, it's.
I mean,
you don't have to be good at it to take the class on how to do it. Although, men, they won't sign up for a class that they think they can't pass before they get there.
Yeah, the ego thing.
Right. Every dude that took this class went out and shot a bunch before he came to make sure he could pass the class. That didn't have a test.
Yeah. Like if you show up and do what the instructors tell you, you pass. I mean, pass. I don't, you know.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. But so yeah, the main thing, like I told Tim, the main thing I got was mindset. That's what I was looking for. That's what I got, because I've had other classes, and you know, shooting fundamentals is, you can only go so far into that without, you know, as long as it's right, you're going to hear from different people.
Well, let me just say this. So, what I say is, I don't do shooting classes. I have gunfighting classes, and sometimes people don't understand what I mean, or they think I'm just trying to brag about something. If you understand what I'm saying, here it is. Shooting is the skill part. He said mindset, tactics, skill, gear. Shooting is the skill part. So a lot of people with shot timers and their split times and all that, that's a skill class, and skill classes are fine. They're not gunfighting classes, and so I've taken a bunch of skill classes. I get that, but what we do is different, and so there's not really a scale, like we were kind of joking. There's no like you either don't shoot yourself during the class, or you do. You know,
shooting yourself counts as a hit. For
the
other guy, you know, so you still got shot. Doesn't matter who shot you.
And so there's a lot of times that people sign up for a class and they think they're going to learn some gunfighting, and they just learn shooting, and maybe they don't know the difference. And so there's nothing wrong. The only thing that would be wrong is if you thought you were buying this and you wanted that. Like sometimes people, like they say, "Hey, I shoot competition. I want to come take fighting pistol." I go, "Dude, this ain't for you." I mean, it's not.
Shoot, you know how to shoot, so.
But it's not for you. If you don't want the fighting part of it, because that's not going to make you win more trophies, then this is not the right fit. So it's so everybody needs to know what they're shopping for and how to buy it.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was shopping for, and I got it. So, I mean. The thing that was most important to me was how to handle yourself when you're not having to shoot. Because, I mean, you carry the gun all the time. You're probably never going to shoot it. If you do, it's going to be like a fraction of the percent of the time that you carry it. You're actually going to be shooting it to save yourself or save somebody else. So
actually, it probably works out to be the same as how often you wear a seatbelt versus how many times it saves your life. I mean,
you wear a seatbelt every time you get in the car. At least you're supposed to anyway. So every time you leave, you should have your gun with you. But had a brain for it.
Have you seen this many Tauruses in your life?
No. Well, if you go into a regular gun shop, you probably would.
This is the new 22. I think it's called the TX22.
Yeah.
Check that out.
It feels good in my hand.
It's stipply. It's stipply.
That's kind of weird.
But
the mag release right there. Yeah. That ledge on this. It's kind of. I don't know.
And it comes with the adapter to put a can on it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I didn't mean to hijack your video, but now you can just put in the title TX22 review and don't put my name in it, and more people will watch it.
James Yeager Taurus. Like, oh, what? Yeah. That's pretty cool. What if they make different sights for it?
This won't fit on here.
Try this one. If that doesn't work,
man, it's close.
This one's definitely going to work.
There's no rail on that one. That's right, bitches. Oh, sorry. All right, so it's
a Taurus and an Enforce. If you put a streamlight on it, it'd be the end of the world. It'd be like, I don't know if I have a streamlight anymore. What else? That's pretty much the main points I wanted to get across to people that watch my videos. We might have probably a pretty similar audience, but there might be some that don't keep up or don't whatever. So,
dude, I mean, you're welcome to come back whenever, and come back and take the rifle class if you want to, on me.
You get mad when you point guns at 'em.
Yeah, I know, especially if it's loaded. But come back and take the rifle class, as a guest, and we can, get some video of you during the class and all that stuff, and for a review. And
Sweet. Oh, one more thing I forgot to ask, or forgot to talk about. I don't know if it was mud, dirt, grass, water, or a combination, but crap was happening in the guns that you wouldn't expect. With good ammo, I was shooting Fiocchi the whole time out of a Gen 5 Glock, but still had stuff.
For the folks that weren't there, it was a torrential downpour.
Yeah.
And 2 inches, 3 inches of mud on the firing line. So dropping mags in the mud, dropping guns in the mud.
You can only shake so much mud off in a water bucket.
But if you wouldn't have said that, it'd been going, "Oh, your Glock!
Oh, yeah, Glock blew up. It didn't work." Okay, but I did get chastised for having frog lube on my Glock.
I'm just I'm not trying to beat up on anybody. And fuck you for calling me out on the goddamn video, but I'm not trying to beat up on anybody. But I've never found any of the earth-based, earth-friendly lubes to be worth a shit. And if it don't got dead dinosaurs in it, like, I don't use it.
Oil
or grease or whatever.
Never heard it called dead dinosaur before.
Well, I try to be different.
No. But anyway, what's that? Breakthrough clean? Breakthrough clean's
what I use, but people. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff out there in the world. That's what I use.
There's some you can't tell, but it's right out there. We'll probably get some on the way out and try it. But like I said, torrential downpour is an understatement. We got there. Actually, when we left the house Friday, like an hour into the trip, it started raining. It didn't quit until Saturday at like 4, and then it even rained again that night, Saturday night, and we got to the range. I mean,
it actually quit raining when they left the range yesterday. The sun came out like when they were driving off the range.
It was ridiculous. And you can say whatever you want. People say, training in the mud's fun. You can have that. I'd much rather train 70 degrees with dry ground.
Right, but you were lucky enough to get it, so
I mean, it's one of those things you. Once it's done, you're kind of like, that was cool. But when you're in it, it's whatever.
Well, that's adventure is adversity retold at leisure.
Bingo. And adversity likes company. Is that right?
No, misery.
Misery.
Goddamn, he's been hanging out with Tim too long. Like you cannot hang out with Tim all weekend. You cannot hang out with Tim anymore. That's over.
2 full days
over.
Of Tim.
Over. Done.
He's from Kentucky. You can't help it.
Paducah Stan. We think it's a different country.
I've never been to Paducah, but a group of guys from my church built with another group, like 100-something dudes. They built a church in Paducah.
Oh, like a missionary trip. That's how backwoods Paducah is. They have to have missionary trips to Paducah. That's how fucked up it is.
But anyway, there are 150 old dudes like retired. It's like a summer camp for retired guys. Because we're like the youngest ones there, and they always make us go on the roof to put the decking and stuff on.
Yeah, I mean,
we're the only ones dumb enough to get up there.
That's exactly what I would do. I mean, get your ass up there.
The old, like 70-year-old guys are like sweeping sawdust and stuff, and we're like toting sheets of plywood on the roof. That's what we're there for. We gotta have somebody do it. But
is this video ever going to end?
Yeah, right now.
Okay. Damn. You silly.
How many minutes was that? I don't know.
Silly bastard.
There's nothing on the screen that tells me minutes. You got the.
Why do you need something on the screen?
You got the different.
Why do you care how many minutes it is?
You got the different menu up.
Looks like